And just like that, we're back. Welcome to the show. I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Terryl. You ever been out somewhere and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Well, we are those people, and we've been having these conversations since college.
Yes, it's the Regular Guys, Random Thoughts, Married at First Sight, Season 14, Boston, episode boring. Episode is boring. That's the name of it.
And I feel your pain, but they did a typical TV thing, which was, they tease this one thing the entire time. And then when you get to the point where you think, oh, are they going to miss this? I thought they teased this. They give it to you real quick and out into the next episode, leave you with a cliffhanger for next week. And well, we'll get to that part of it. But first, we got to address a couple things. The elephant in the room, which is, well, I'm not calling you an elephant in a room because you're not obviously in your regular room. But you're really dedicated to doing these recaps.
I'm in Houston, and I remember about a month ago, I had this work event that was getting planned, and we had this big team dinner, and I had to go to it. And then I was like, crap, I have the podcast, and I got to watch the show. And so I had to tell my new boss, like, hey, so I'm probably not going to go to dinner tonight because I have to do a podcast. And she's like, what's your podcast about? I'm like, Married at First Sight.
She's like, I love that show.
She's just like, well, no, it's funny because I have these people at work that like, send me the link. I'm just like, it's not HR friendly. I just want to make sure, don't judge me for this. But I thought the dinner was going to be later, but we were during happy hour at 5 and then we had dinner. And so I was able to do all that. And I made it home into my hotel room by 7:05. And then I see the first commercial for the after party where they say the big fight. And I'm like, what did I miss in the first 5 minutes that I missed the big fight that they're going to be talking about on the show? And so I thought I missed the whole thing until, you know what happened.
I think this is proof, and everybody can agree with me. This is proof that you enjoy doing this. As much as you say you hate reality TV, go ahead and say it. You're liking this. You're almost loving it.
No, I hate the show, but what I enjoy is the interaction from the amazing people that like to follow and watch us. And so I enjoy doing this for them. So I cut a dinner short because I care about all of you. I still hate this damn show. It's stupid. It's just stupid and drama, but we're going to get into it.
Indeed. And, first of all, got to say again, we did it on our regular episode on Monday, but got to say again, congratulations. Thank you to you because you did it. You made us get to that point. That deal with the devil that Terryl made, that, he said by the end of this season of Married at First Sight, if we get to 1,000 subscribers, that we would do another show. And guess what? We've gotten there already in 2 weeks. So the good thing is that in true fashion, we went ahead and did the Love is Blind because that was another suggestion that came up. We did the Love is Blind season 2 recap. That's up on YouTube. So after you watch this, you can go ahead and watch that if you haven't already. Thank you to everybody else who watched it when it premiered on Monday evening, and everybody who has watched it since then. Thank you. And keep telling a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. As we keep hitting these other milestones and we keep bringing this content. And also, make sure you also leave your suggestions for what show to watch next. Great suggestion came out for HBO Max, which was My Mom, Your Dad. I was like, never heard of this thing. I'm 2 episodes in, loving it. So
of course you are.
But we're here to talk about this one, Married at First Sight. Season 14, Boston. Let's start off with Noi and Steve. And, I know somebody was, a couple people actually last week said, you need to pay more attention because, Noi works at home. I'll be honest with you. When Noi starts speaking and that monotone, nagging voice, and you need to get a job, I automatically tune out. So I heard absolutely none of that.
Well, I thought they had a great 1-month anniversary date. Maybe Steve does have some money. I mean, he was able to get some leopard print, outfit for the dog, for her, and he's going to get one for himself. So maybe he's got a little spare change. That sushi spread didn't look cheap. Of course, we know that they didn't have to pay for any of that stuff. But I think it's a great date. But I think we're still stuck. All of us are asking the same question. Steve, what's your finance situation? Now, a lot of people have been saying that, what if he has all this money and whatever? Today I noticed when she was like, hey, what's your plan? And he's saying, look, I'm still trying to figure some stuff out and just they need to have the conversation of like, here's my portfolio, here's what I have. Because true, Steve could have investments, he could be doing some stuff, but it doesn't sound like he does, because I would think that they would have had that conversation that would have shut down all the noise from Noi. You see what I did there? So
yeah, but Noi every episode she annoys me a little bit more, because the whole, I just don't want to be the sole breadwinner in the family. You are not. He never said. Now they kind of put it out to kind of make it look like he didn't have a job. He never said he didn't have a job. He doesn't work for a company. He's a freelancer. When you usually hear freelancer, you probably hear journalists, writers. But there's freelancing. In 2022, you can freelance in any field. You can freelance and make good money. It just means you're not tied to one company. Yeah, he may not have the health benefits, the 401k match that you have when you're tied to a company. But guess what? If he was with a company and the benefits weren't that great, he'd be on your health benefits anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Now, I'm Team Noi on this one, because you got to have, if your goal is to have 2 kids, what's the financial plan? You have to have that. If your goal is like, we don't ever want to have kids, we're just going to have this little leopard print outfit wearing dog, and that's it until that dog dies and we get another one, great. You can do that, but you got to have a plan if you're going to have some kids. And so I'm Team Noi on this one.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I knew you would be, because you've been Team Noi since she's in HR and recruiting. Yeah, I knew you would be, but again, Steve never said that he was.
No one
broke.
said he did.
He never said that he doesn't have a job. He's a freelancer, and I applaud him for taking that risk. I'm not that person.
I applaud him for taking the risk too. But if he knows that you have some good financial, you're in a good financial situation, communicate that. And it would shut all the noise up. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he's not, that's, to me, that says something. Maybe he has, but the producers haven't shown us that yet. But no one said that he's broke and he's a freeloader.
Probably.
All I'm saying is you got to have a plan if you got to have 2 kids. So that's all I'm saying. But unless recruiters stick together.
Apparently. and to your point, I think I've seen some people commenting saying that, I'm sure they're making this the storyline for them, because there's really no other storyline besides the fact when she said that, I think I'm falling in love. And he was like, yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
Now, speaking of falling in love or not falling in love, Lindsey the Lohan and Mark the Shark. I mean, the fact that Mark sat down with Chris and was like, yeah, I don't love her. I think it was almost more like, I don't like her, because that's what his actions are showing to me.
When I heard I don't love her, I started thinking of Ralph Tresvant, If It Isn't Love. Like, I'm just like, I don't love her. Try to tell myself. I'm just like, maybe you do. Maybe you do love her. You're just trying to fight it. So I don't know. I thought he put in a lot of thought and effort, especially for a guy who does not want to camp and sleep outdoors.
Yeah.
The fact that he did that for her, I think it's great. Mm-hmm. But there's still a bit of a mess. I still don't see them working out. To me, it's a bit of a mess. He's got a lot of things going on in his world, and he can't handle the Lohan. He can't handle it.
That's true, but I will say this, and I don't like to agree with Lindsey at all, and you will hear something else later on when we get to Katina Olajuwon, which I don't agree with Lindsey on. But Lindsey's approach to Mark losing his job or being laid off until, right? And she's like, well, don't just go looking for another job to work just to work. Find something that is going to be beneficial to you. I like that from her. I like the fact that she was like, look, I want you to be better. Because here's the one thing, and I'm sure you can agree with this. Every man wants a woman who makes you want to be better, right? Like, you don't want somebody who's pushing you down and, downplaying your salary like she did it and, everything else, every other characteristic of him. But at the same time, she does want him to be better. And when her sensitive side bubbles to the surface, you kind of see that, which I think was there. And that quickly soured very early in the episode. And she wants him to be a better version of himself. But Mark is checked out. Mark is done. It seems, he put together a great 1 month, but that was with the help of the producers.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to disagree with you there because I think it's great that Lindsey is saying that, but what Lindsey has shown is if you're not making the income that she wants, I'm doing all this sacrificing for you, but as soon as you piss me off, I'm going to throw this back in your face. And so she's telling him, like, hey, look, babe, take the time to find the job that you want and all that. As soon as he pisses her off, she's going to throw that back into his face.
No job having mother.
No one wants a partner like that. Exactly.
Facts.
Yeah. She's like, what? Yeah. And then she's going to bring up, she's going to bring it into the bedroom. That was only 3 minutes. I'm working all day taking care of me, you, and these 5 cats. You don't have no job, and you can't do more than 3 minutes. It's a nice gesture, but I don't think she really means it.
Yeah, like I said, it sounded good. Before we get to her other part, which we'll find out when we get to Katina Olajuwon, Jasmina and Michael. Is there any? Do we see a little light in the tunnel there? Do we see them, breaking ground?
No. No. I think we need to go ahead and kiss the baby and put it to bed. It's not going to happen. Michael did an amazing date and all that. Jasmina is not interested whatsoever. And so he's wasting his time. And I feel bad for him. I'm like, dude, this dude put in some serious effort redoing the vows and all that kind of stuff and, all but reenacting the wedding. He went above and beyond and nothing, To her credit, I just don't think it's not going to happen.
To her credit, though, when they looked at their vows, they looked at the video from their wedding day, and I know we all had the same thought because the clip they chose very specifically to point out, and everybody on Twitter was saying the same thing. Was how did she promise to always let him be heard when she won't even let him finish a sentence? So to her credit, though, when they rewrote the vows, she actually included that and said and made it a point to say, like, okay, I realize I said it then, I haven't let you be heard. I'm going to let you be heard for real this time, though, for real.
Yeah, because she's in the home stretch. She's almost done. She's lived with a man before, so this isn't new to her. So she's ready to be done with this experiment and be out. So she's just not interested whatsoever.
And to your point of her not being interested, right? And so I think this was in the first couple minutes that you may have missed, which was when they woke up and he had something prepared for her, right? The fruit and all that stuff. And I noticed the first thing,
I saw that.
So you saw that part. So is it me, or is it just that I just don't like Jasmina? Because the first thing she said when she saw it, oh, it looks like I did it, so I like it.
No. Here's what I noticed is this is how he really liked her. So he set all that up, and then he goes and sits by the bed with her morning breath.
Yeah.
They've not connected on that physical level. And so you know how it is. It's one thing if you've connected on that level, but when you haven't, that morning breath's a beast. But he was just sitting there just chilling in it. Just good morning. Boop, boop.
But let's be real, though. They're up and moving around before the cameras come in there. So, she probably already brushed her teeth, That's why they can look like they just waking up.
Maybe. Maybe. But still, I thought he's just, hey, you, good morning. Boop.
Yeah, that usually doesn't happen until, there's a certain level of intimacy made where you can deal with somebody's morning breath.
Right. No, he went all out on that date, and to go all out on that date, and nothing happened, and she's not. She's just not attracted to him. And why not just say that, and let's move on? So, I feel bad for him.
I did until we get to Katina Olajuwon, and we'll get to the dinner first. But the first question I had, and just about everybody on Twitter had, is why is Katina doing everything in this relationship? He has not done a damn thing for her. Now, if I missed it, like I missed the fact that Noi was working from home, because again, when Noi speaks, I just stop listening. But if I've missed when Olajuwon has done something for Katina, because I have not seen shit that he has done, please let me know below. I'm fine to admit when I'm wrong, but he's the only guy that didn't plan the date. In the Ganjula.
I mean, what did you expect? He pronounces the L in salmon. So what do you expect from the man?
Oh, there's something else he did today too, which we'll get to later. I think he only compliments her when she does stuff for him. And you pointed this out last week, and it was such an abusive relationship. I'm looking at watching him compliment her because she did something that he liked. He hasn't done shit for her, and it irks me.
It irks me too. But what I'm curious about is, and I hate to say this.
Uh-oh.
Because I know the backlash I'm going to get.
Uh-oh.
How does he treat non-black women? Like, how has his other relationships been with women of other ethnicities that weren't black? Like, everything the same, expectations is the same, or is he rebelling against this because he's just not attracted to her because she's black? I don't understand. I don't get it. For him to be this Isaac and all that weird stuff, but you won't sleep with her, I don't understand that. And then this kind of behavior and rewarding her when she goes out and all this stuff for him, it's such gaslighting kind of behavior because he's like, I feel like now you're really hearing me. We're really connected. Yeah. And we've had a rough month. I'm like, what happened? Y'all didn't have a rough month. You had a crazy month of your shit. There was nothing rough that y'all that happened. Jasmina and Michael, they've had a rough month.
Yes.
Alyssa and Chris, have had
a rough month. And he was only there for 2 weeks.
Chris had a rough month. Yeah. Hell, Ukraine is having a rough month. Nothing has happened to Olajuwon. Yeah. That's just him being an ass. And so I just don't understand this dude.
Olajuwon has probably been, and I'm if I can predict what people are going to say in this one, is the fact that he's accustomed to being catered to, right? Which is obvious because even I thought of it. The one thing, because you brought up the Ellen salmon, the salmon, it brought me back to that date that I think he set up for that date for them, right? But that date was so he could teach her how to cook. So it was still self-serving. It was still all about him. He hasn't done shit for her. So before you bring that date up, because I know somebody already commented below, as you're watching this now, somebody already said that below. He didn't do it for her. He did it for him, because that's the same night that he sat there and berated her and questioned her womanhood. Are you kidding me? Who are you? And then in the Ganjula, as he called it, he's gonna say to her, oh my God, the fact that he says, and I love the fact that we're coming together because I'm laid back and you're outgoing and spicy, and I'm like, you have a very warped sense of self, because if I remember the bachelor parties, he was way more wild than her at the bachelorette party.
Yeah, he was. Even at his own wedding, he was more wild than her at his own
wedding.
He did that.
Jesus Christ! Thank you for bringing that back up. Because even her friend was like, oh, "What was that? That was a bit much." Grandma's still out here.
Little striptease. Grandma out there working, baby.
Hey, I got some dollars.
Yeah. Do that thing Big Mama told you about.
Though, the thing that really gets me is when they get to this dinner, right? But the moment we've all been waiting for to see what would happen is at the dinner table. And we'll take it to stage. We'll take it from the dinner table. We'll take it to the apartment after, right? But at the dinner table, this conversation that's going along is great. And then all of a sudden, he just gets and takes it a completely different way. And tries to call her out in front of everybody, makes it so uncomfortable. Except for one person. Because Michael is that, well, I could kind of understand it from his point. Shut up. Because no. You as supposedly his boy should be the one be like, yo, dude, this is not the place. This is not the time. You do that at home. Don't do that here. Because if you did that shit, me and you would have, I would at least pull you to the side, dude. Now's not the time.
Yeah, I call that's a moment where he needs that mom pinch. Remember, like when you're a kid in church and you're messing up and your mom just reaches under the table, just pinches you in the leg?
Yes.
He needed a mom pinch. Hardcore.
Yeah.
Right there to be like, what are you doing? Wait till we get to the house. But again, he's displaying that abusive behavior now in front of people.
Yes.
And the thing that he got blown up about, like, once they get to the house, I'm like, well, actually, before that, how awkward would it be for everyone else sitting around the table like, holy shit.
Exactly.
What is going on? This is weird. And
They
I
all
appreciate Lindsey trying to jump in. But I was just like, did you just call her bitch? And I get
that was my
y'all
thing.
aren't that cool with each other.
and she called, because I know how much you do for this bitch, and so it wasn't even like, bitch, don't let him talk to you like that. It was like, this is what I know how much.
Exactly.
Always my boy, and I know what you do for this bitch, and this bitch is over here. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, and this for everybody who's been wondering when will the real Katina step out. This is why the real Katina hasn't shown up. Okay, understand this. She's got a brand, right? She's got a following, and she's protecting her brand when the cameras are on. That's why in the preview to this episode, you saw her say, "Get this microphone off me before the real Katina gets out." Olajuwon said on the after party last week that, when the mics are off and the cameras aren't there, she's a different person. Lindsey's lucky. She'd have got dragged if the cameras weren't there.
Yeah, I heard that and I'm just like, ooh, y'all aren't that cool, but whatever. But then once you find out what the whole big deal was, I'm like, this is so freaking stupid.
Him going through her phone is a bitch move.
Well, going through her phone, yeah, that's sweet. But okay, you see a dating app. Now, did you look at it and show you like when the last time she logged on, when was the last message that she sent? If you got to dig, but just to be, why'd you have that on there? I deleted all mine. Get out of here, dude. I mean, he's just, and the way he was talking to her, it's not even a seek to understand conversation. He's just going at her. Mm-hmm. And she's shutting down. And so I'm like, see, experts and law enforcement need to start to be ready to step into this because it's getting out of hand.
I'm going to tell you how I know Olajuwon has never dated a black woman before, right? And what has saved him has been those cameras. I will say this because he did not recognize the look. Because you can tell he has not been around a lot of black women. Because when he started to raise his voice and she gave him the look, I was like, he's never really been around black women. He don't understand what was when she bites her lip. There's a reason for it. She's like, mother. All right. When a woman gets quiet, and you notice when a black woman gets quiet, start looking for an exit. Plan your exit strategy.
She'd be like, all right then.
Exactly.
No, keep talking. Keep telling your story. I'll wait till you're done. Keep telling your story.
Shit, let me pack up and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you know what's about to go down. Yeah, no, that's just, it's sad to see, and I'm hoping that there is a positive resolution that happens with this. I hope Katina does not marry this man. It doesn't look like Olajuwon wants to marry her, but just the abuse that she's taken publicly, like, you need some therapy for that. You already need therapy, but you're going to need some therapy after that. I don't know. It's dumb. I don't know why you like this show. I don't know why you like it.
I will say this season is really, I saw somebody tweet today saying that there's going to be 4 no's on decision day. And I wouldn't be surprised because even though I still think Noi and Steve are going to make it, but definitely Katina and Olajuwon should not make it. I don't care what happens in the next 4 weeks.
I'm going to go 1 and 3.
Yeah.
1 out of 3. 1 out of 3.
Yeah, well, because we already know Jasmina Michael not going to do it. Even though, who knows? They might be the surprise couple.
No. In fact, I'll make a deal with the... No, I'm just joking.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, you almost gave me a heart attack just now.
Not doing it.
Don't forget, we drop our regular episodes on Monday, audio versions, and then on Tuesday, we drop the video on YouTube. And of course, Wednesdays, we're right back here, Married at First Sight, Season 14, Boston.
Ugh. Hopefully, we're going to have some good drama and some tea that's about to get spilled next week. So I have some more stuff to talk about.
And don't forget, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and make sure you let us know what show we should watch next. It's looking like it's going to be Married at First Sight, Season 15, or Ready to Love. I'm seeing those quite a bit. There are a lot, so as we keep the tally going, we'll see. But definitely let us know.
Yeah, isn't it Love is Blind? Don't they have another experiment that they're doing where it's like the ultimatum?
The ultimatum. So
maybe
that's
it could be that
another
one.
one that was suggested. So the ultimatum that
Yeah.
starts really soon too, and that's a Netflix one. So we could just do the full. If they do it like they did Love Is Blind and do the first set of episodes, like maybe first 4 episodes, we'll do a review of that, and then we do when they do the other set, and then when they do the reunion, and we can do it that way. So that's another one. So see, look, there's so many opportunities that we can do this thanks to you guys. So make sure you keep telling your friends to tell a friend to tell another friend to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.
Bing.
I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Terryl.
Make sure to follow us at Yanni Rude, at Just Terryl, and at RGRT Pod.
Yes, definitely leave a comment. We want to hear from you.
The Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.